opportunity, and good morning, Sam. I didn't get to greet you. My name is Heather Baker, and my husband and I, okay, why isn't it moving? Own Caring Transitions. That was a picture of him, and now he's gone. What's going on?
You can click on the arrows to go back
Okay.
and forth on your presentation.
This is a picture of Tim, and he is our operations manager. He's the one you will work with the most in the field. Caring Transitions is the largest national senior relocation and estate sale organization in the country. We have over 320 offices in the US and 2 in Canada. We work with over 5,000 senior living communities and consumer partners. We specialize in seniors, but we can move anybody. We've just been specially trained to deal with seniors because they have special needs. And Caring Transitions and our mission is to be the most trusted and compassionate national provider of relocation, downsizing, and liquidation services to aging clients and their loved ones as they proceed through the various stages, hopefully providing less stress and peace of mind. So we want to reduce stress for you, the realtor, and for your clients. We have done studies over the past 18 years about how long it takes a family to declutter their house enough so that you can take pictures and do the listing. And it takes a family about 18 months. We can do it from deposit to me typing the invoice in about a month. And if it's a really hoardery house, sometimes it will take us 6 weeks to 2 months, but you're still saving 12 months of waiting for that client to get the house ready. Even though they've promised to list it with you, you can get it sold for them quickly. You're saving them thousands of dollars in carrying costs, and you're getting paid quicker. One of the reasons it takes, well, these things listed here are all the reasons your client may be struggling and having, I want to say, cold feet with packing and moving. They're facing a whole lot, especially the older clients. So we come in, we don't have emotional attachment to any of the items. We want to listen to them, what's important to them, and get them moved quickly. When we do move a senior, we select the items to move, we plan the space at their new place, we pack, we manage the move, we unpack, and we resettle them so that they can leave their house and in the evening go to bed in their new home, in their own bed with the sheets made and everything ready for them to get up in the morning and get going. We do traditional estate sales. That is where people come into the house and purchase items from the house. On a good weekend, you can get about 400 people through an traditional estate sale. We also do flash sales, which don't require nearly as much setup. We do picker sales, which is an adjunct to our online auction pickups. And we have several customers that specialize in certain things that if your client happens to have them and just want to get rid of those, we know who to call. Oops. This is a picture of what our traditional estate sales look like. We use tablecloths. Everything is set out neatly. There are prices on the more expensive items. We do senior relocation, downsizing and decluttering, estate sales and online auctions. This is where you guys are going to be most interested, and home cleanouts. When we say clean out, that means everything is out of the house except for touch-up paint, extra tiles for the bathroom and kitchen that have been left there, and things the homeowner might need, such as manuals or things like that. Other than that, the house is swept or vacuumed, depending on the flooring. The garage is even swept. The patio is clear. There's nothing anywhere, and it's ready to go. Our online auctions, we do it on a platform site called CT Bids. That stands for Carrying Transitions Bids. We had CT Bids before COVID started. We'd actually been working on online for about 13 years. We have about 1 million registered bidders. That means they've put their credit card in and promised to pay when they buy your client's things so that your client does not get ripped off. A lot of our bidders are dealers and collectors who've shopped with us for years, and they're specifically looking for the things that come out of people who've been in their house for a long time, homes. When we clean out, as you can see, we leave the property broom swept and vacuumed. Everything's taken to the dump or the Goodwill or the shredder or the hazardous waste. And if you need more info, you can contact me. This is my contact information. We'd love to work with you. We've worked with Sam. Actually, he invited us to our second networking group, which was a really big help. We're local in the South Bay. We serve from El Segundo through San Pedro, which is basically the airport to the harbor on the west side, but we don't serve north of the airport. There's another Carrying Transitions or two that can handle your clients up there. So anybody have any questions?
All right, feel free to unmute yourself and ask any questions that you may have.
I'm gonna go to this.
I'll ask a question. I have a friend, she's in her 90s, and she has a lot of stuff in her house. And I think she's not going to move though, but she just needs help throwing away, organizing where she's currently living. Is that something you can also do?
Absolutely.
And do you have
Absolutely.
like an hourly charge, or you come look at it and see how long it might take?
Both. We have
Okay.
an hourly charge, but we always start by coming and looking at it, talking to the client about what they really want to achieve, and then we'll give them an estimate of how long that will take and what it will cost. And that's absolutely free. And
Okay. And is that something you or your husband, or you have somebody else that comes out to do that?
my husband comes and does it. You can schedule it with me at the phone number on the screen, or you can call me at my cell, 310-387-8083. 310-387-8083. I would recommend the cell because it saves you about an hour of waiting for me to call you back.
Okay, thank you. I'll talk to my friend about it.
Thank you.
All right, looks like Judy has a question.
Hi there. I have a listing at the terraces which does not allow estate sales. And I know you do the online, but is that just mostly for larger items? Or how do you get rid of all of the smaller items when you do an online auction?
Online auctions, we do all kinds of things, anywhere from jewelry up to boats and cars. There's no size limit on what we can sell online. There's only a size limit on what we can ship. So the larger items we mark only pickup. And the smaller items, they can go anywhere on the planet, basically, as long as we can ship it safely.
Okay,
And
so go ahead.
And we have done several online auctions behind the gates. When we have pickup day, especially for the larger items, we simply give the gate guard a list of the authorized people and when they're supposed to come pick up. We use Sign Up Genius, and they sign up for a specific time slot to pick up their item. And so the gate guard knows who's coming and about when they'll show up. And that so far that has not been a problem at all. They're thankful that we're working with them rather than just throwing everything away.
Okay, in the case of my lady who has traveled around the world, she's collected items from everywhere, not necessarily valuable like jewelry. Would it pay to ship those, or what is the best way for her to get rid of
Well,
those?
I would suggest have my husband come look at it. When there are artifacts from around the world, there are collectors that collect those kind of things from specific countries or specific cultures, and they don't necessarily have to be expensive for that collector to be interested in them. We also can group them into what we call a lot. Like if there's several things from Africa, we might put all the African things together, and someone will want that lot because they collect those, or they sell those, or there's something in there that they know they want. So I would absolutely not throw that kind of stuff away until someone comes and looks at it, because there are collectors for everything. We had a lady 3 years ago or so who collected eyewash cups from science labs in the late 1800s. And I'd never heard of such a thing, but they look kind of like a shot glass, but they're smaller. And she had them made out of everything. She had hundreds of them, and somebody bought them all. So people collect things that other people think are worthless. It's really unusual, but they do. So it's always worth having somebody get their eyes on it.
And then do you keep a percentage as in a traditional estate sale?
Yes. And when Tim comes out to give you the quote, he will tell you what percentage. There's certain things that change it. We do something called a warehouse auction, where items, the client needs them out of the house for whatever reason. Or they've got to move and they need these things sold. We take it to our warehouse. Once a month, we have a warehouse auction, and that is charged at a different rate than the traditional pickup day at the client's home, because we have to store it, we have to transport it, and it's a little more hassle. So he'll give you a rate based on whatever kind of sale you guys decide to have.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So Heather, for your auctions, how long is that? Is that 1 week auction, 2 weeks online auction? How long is that?
We generally run them from 5 to 7 days. We found that extending the auction doesn't really add any additional value for the client. And most of the time, with real estate costing what it does in our area, it's cheaper for the client to get the sale done, the items picked up, and the house listed than for the auction to go on an additional week.
Mhm.
So yeah, we usually run 5 to 7 days.
Okay.
And we advertise. I send about 40,000 emails to our local list. We buy an additional 30,000 emails from estatesales.org to their list, and then paid advertising on Facebook, and then posts all over social media every other day.
Okay. And then at the end of the 7 days of that auction, then whatever's left over, then the homeowner and you kind of get back together and discuss what the next step is, how they want to discard it.
Yes, yes. Or it can go into a picker sale, and somebody might pick it up that didn't want to pay for having it shipped, but
Mhm.
it's okay if they pick it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't just keep things.
Okay. Any other questions?
One thing I do want to mention is estate sales are not a regulated entity in the state of California. So we have the advantage of having a franchise that's looking over our shoulder that you can check with and make sure we're not doing anything wrong. There have been estate sale companies in California that when you sign on the dotted line, you're actually signing all of your property away to them, even if they don't sell it. So have your client read the document very carefully, because that's not regulated.
Okay.
And we don't do that.
Okay. Sam, did you have a question?
Oh, okay. I had to mute because I'm outside and there's some fire engines going by.
Oh,
But nevertheless, I was just going to give everybody a good review on Heather and Tim. They do an excellent job. They're honest, they're straightforward. If you're looking for a quality company to partner with and get the job done, look no further. Caring Transition South Bay is your answer.
thank you, Sam.
You're welcome.
All right. Any other questions? Yoko, did you have all your questions answered already today? Okay, well, no response. All right. Well, did you have anything else that you wanted to share today, Heather? Or is that
I'm sorry, I didn't know how to unmute myself.
okay? All right, Yoko.
I have her information. I always keeping her information. She's great. Thank you.
Thank you, Yoko.
All right.
And
Heather, just one more question here from Judy Henry.
okay, talk loud.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see if I can make it loud.
Oop, that didn't work.
Or just move closer to the computer.
Here we go. Is that better?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I made it louder on my computer. Can you give us an idea for a property, maybe about 2,000 square feet of what is the upfront deposit that is out of pocket for the seller?
Okay, I have been told by my husband I'm not allowed to give quotes, but what I can tell you is that our deposit is approximately 10% of the expected bill. We do take payment out of escrow if you have a client who's cash poor but house rich and you think the house will sell. We do take payment out of escrow, and if that's the situation, you can discuss that with him and he may not require a deposit at that time.
Okay,
We may
thank
be able to take it all out of escrow and sale proceeds.
Okay, thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, just be upfront and say, this is our situation.
Got it.
Okay, well, I don't see any other questions. So last chance, anybody or everybody? Any more questions before Heather goes for today? All right, so Heather, can you just give us your phone number, your cell phone number one more time before you go?
Sure, my cell is 310-387-8083. 310-387-8083. I appreciate you all showing up today. I really do. And even though I only got to see one face, I appreciate you showing up.
All right, well, hey, great. And thanks again, Heather, for your wonderful presentation on what you do. And thank you for joining us. All right, so we will see you next time. All right, have a great day, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.